Hey everybody, it's Dena Rekow with the Creativity Cave, and look what I have for you today. A little eye candy. It's a little celebration's almost over. Don't miss out on the best stuff. And today could quite possibly be a stamping confessional. So let's get started because there's lots to cover. So first of all, I made this card the other night and I just love it. It is kind of based on a card I saw on Pinterest. And I think it's super cute. Plus, I have a great color combination for you. So let me just show you that. I will, of course, put all of this on my blog, thecreativitycave.com. But look at these colors. Navy, Bermuda Bay, Pear, Pizzazz, Pool, Party, and So Saffron. Yay! Okay, I will calm down. Now, first of all, can I just tell you that I actually don't feel very good today? You might not notice it because I am excited, but that's what stamping does for a person. It really takes all the bad things away and makes them good. I've been told many times that stamping is better than therapy, and I would have to agree. So let me show you how this came together. I'm just going to grab a scrap paper. So I always feel bad about covering up my pretty background. Anyway, so this card uses like 3 of the best things we have, and 2 of them are only available for a couple more days, so I don't want you to miss them. The first is, they're from our Saleabration flyer, the Botanicals for You is such a great stamp set. You've probably seen it if you follow my blog quite a few times because, like I said, I love it. And any set that says "because you're awesome" is a really good set that you need to have. Just my personal opinion. I also love this Botanical Gardens Designer Vellum stack. I realize that's kind of a mouthful, but all it means is pretty vellum. I will show you how I used it in this video in just a minute, but if you didn't catch my Friday quickie from last week, it is all about vellum, and it was a really great video, so you should check that out. Now, the third thing that it uses is from our Occasions catalog, and that is the Botanical Blooms Set. I will be honest with you, I use this primarily with the dies, and I haven't used the stamped images quite as much as I'd like to, just because I kind of have gone a little crazy with the dies. In fact, if you're nice, I might share with you my pile of die cut pieces. Anyway, I love how this card works though with the vellum. So let me show you how I did it. It's really easy. First of all, I'm going to pause for a second to open all my pads. Okay, so we also need to get to the confessional part of today's video because I know that's what you all are waiting for. I can see your heads nodding. Don't think I can't. All right, so today, it's been a rough day. I took my dog out to go potty this morning, and she spotted a robin, like the bird, the robin, in our yard, and of course immediately chased after it before I could even think about what was going on. She was already bolted out the door and across the neighborhood. So then I'm chasing after her, but because it's early, I was dressed, but I had my slippers on instead of like actual shoes. And I am chasing her. You can just see me running down the road between the houses going after her. And that little stinker, she kept going and changing directions. Well, I slipped. Oh, by the way, I had my iPad in my hand because I was checking. I don't know what I was doing. I was checking Facebook or something stupid, but I fell, like, kind of like face planty fell. It was not pretty, people. I'm just going to put that out there for you. It was actually pretty bad. And then, I thought I sort of landed on my face, but I think I landed more on my side. So now my arm kind of hurts, but before you feel too bad for me, first of all, there are no videos of this incident, thank heavens, because I don't even want to know what that looked like. It is bad, and if you were there, you would have been laughing, and you can laugh because if it wasn't me, I would be laughing too. But I also screamed super loud at my dog because I was pretty mad at her. And so I'm not sure that anybody saw this, like, neighbor-wise, but I know the guy that was, like, working on my neighbor's yard saw it. I think they're doing some landscaping, and oh, lordy, it was not pretty. But we need to start stamping because, that confessional aside, we have a really cool card to make. Okay, so I stamped the card in just random stamping, but let me show you how I do that. Whenever I random stamp, which I love, by the way, random stamping is great, but you got to stamp in triangles to get a nice, good, easy, pleasing to the eye look. And then you also need to go from biggest to smallest. Okay, you can look, my pad is really juicy. Man, say that in the wrong context and it could so be wrong. Sorry, couldn't help myself. Okay, so my two images that are the biggest are the big flower and the leaf. Now, if you ever have trouble stamping photopolymer stamps, there's a couple of tips I have for you. First of all, make sure you start out with a very clean image. You can see my image even has a few linty pieces on it, so let's clean that off real quick. This is my stamp cleaner. It's an old one. You want to make sure those are gone. If you also have trouble, I'm not having trouble right now, but if you also have trouble, another thing to do is to stamp it with your piercing pad. And actually, that's a really great thing. So you can see I'm doing triangle images. I know I need to add something in the middle here because that's what happens when you stamp in triangles is the middle ends up being blank, and that's never good. Okay, so you can see that works pretty well. Let me add in some more images. You also want to balance out the color in triangles as well, so that you, again, keep with the pleasing look. Now, you don't have to overanalyze this too much because I know how it can be. You can really start thinking, oh, I don't know, what should I do there? This is not stressful. It's just fun. I have to look under here because, okay, I did the smallest flower in Pool Party as well as Night of Navy. Okay, you know what? I need to put one more because that's just how I am. One more Night of Navy to kind of balance out the color. Light and dark. And then I'll do a few Pool Parties. Oops, that is not Pool Party though. I hope you're enjoying this. I hope this is making you laugh because that is always my ultimate goal. Okay, so let me stamp a few more of these. And then we will add what I like to call filler flowers. They're great because they fill up the spaces that you need filled with color and with images. So we want, because we're putting vellum over this, we want to see lots of color and lots of space kind of taken up, if you will. Okay. And this, obviously, I'm not stamping quote unquote in my triangles because it's not as important. Now, where's my Pool Party pad? There we go. Okay, so then I'm just going to add in a bunch of these little flowers. So I love when sets have different sized flowers because then you can really add in the little ones to make it fun. And you don't have to have this completely full, like I probably need to just stop. But there you go. Oh, but I just have to do one more. Okay, now I'm done. Cut yourself off. All right, now I'm going to take, you can see on this card, I did this pretty white design, but let me show you. I thought I'd pick a different one. I like it. It's pretty. So isn't that cool? Oh, I love this paper. Don't miss out. Now the other trick of vellum is to get it to stick. So if I would have been a smart person, I would have stamped this ahead of time, but I'm not smart all the time. I forgot, so it's not going to be dry, so I might have to stop the video again, but that's okay. Or I could tell you another story while it dries. Either way. I'm sure there's somebody out there going, seriously, Dena, stop. All right. So I inked this up really well with my black archival ink, and I'm giving it a good press because it's a nice size stamp. And there we have it. Oh, so pretty. Okay, but we really need to let this just sit and dry, otherwise we'll ruin it. So let me tell you my confessional number 2. So I like to consider myself kind of a good stamper, smart. I've been doing this for a long time, you know, professional, if you will. But yesterday I am such a ding dong. It's not even funny. So I have my open house for celebration at my house yesterday, and I have all these nice, lovely people come. And one of the cards we're doing, and actually, hold on, I'm going to go. Here's the card. And I thought this was super cute, because isn't it? But I couldn't figure out why people were having such a hard time stamping this card yesterday. And I thought, well, geez, when I was making these cards, I kind of struggled a little bit with one of the balloons, and I couldn't figure out if it was just me or what. So I have to show you, I just pulled these out of the trash. These are the scraps. I actually went through several layers of these scraps from my project. And can you see a pattern here where like all these images have this big blob in it? Well, of course I'm teaching my people, oops, sorry, bumped the camera. I was teaching my people to use the piercing mat to stamp with, you know, when you have photopolymer. So you put this underneath your project and then you stamp, you know, on it. You know, you put your paper down first, of course, and then you stamp. And then that helps with the photopolymer because it gives it a little bit of give in the mat. And so I'm telling them all this. And when I was working with it, creating samples, of course, I was having a little bit of trouble, but I thought, oh, I got to get that pad down. Well, long story short, I sat and looked at the balloon stamp itself, and I'm like, something is wrong with the stamp. And there's actually kind of a little divot in it right where that blank spot was coming out. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, nobody is going to buy this stamp set because it's so hard to use, but it turns out my stamp was defective. Now, the moral of this story, besides being a confessional that I should have known better in the beginning when I was struggling with it a little bit, but I love the set, was that Stampin' Up takes care of your problems. I called Stampin' Up. They are sending me a new stamp set, and they have no problem doing that. They're very happy to help and make sure that our products are just perfect. So if you have a problem like that ever, make sure you let your demonstrator, if it's me or whoever your demonstrator might be, to take care of it for you, because that's what we're here for. Okay, my card is still not dry, but I'm going to just set it on here and tell you that when I finish this card up, all that I need to do is put some adhesive underneath the words, because that will adhere it to the card without showing any adhesive, and it will be pretty, because everybody likes pretty cards, right? Oh my gosh, I think this is so cute. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed my stamping confessional. You just never know what you're going to get when you watch one of my videos, except I think a good time, because that's what I like to do. Anyway, thank you so much for your support. If you are dying to order this stuff and don't want to miss out on our celebration special, please go to my blog. The link will be in the description of this video, but thecreativitycave.com. Please place your order through me. I would so appreciate it. It really helps me bring fabulous stamping confessional videos to you every day. Well, maybe not every day, but many times a week. And I would just love to welcome you into my Creativity Cave VIP rewards program. It is so awesome. Anyway, have an awesome day and happy stamping. Bye.